Hello, I am Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as Assyria. So at the end of the previous episode I said that I would play off camera a little bit, but in the end I decided against it. I just gave some orders to our units where to move. But the reason I decided to record everything is that thanks to some of your comments, and now I better understand the happiness, the problem that we had in Assyria last time that I just couldn't understand, but suddenly our production dropped so much. And now we have some like micromanaging to do, which is something I usually do off camera, but because there have been so many changes to the happiness system, I thought that maybe we can go through these through this micromanaging on camera once and like check the effects of what I'm gonna be doing on the unhappiness, which is our current problem. That's what killed basically production and all the other yields in Assur. And by the way, if you can hear some weird noises in the background, it's my cat. She just found, I don't know what that is, but she's really happy, and usually that means a lot of noise. Okay, so let's start with us. Well, maybe let's start with this tiny icon. What that means is that the city has excess unhappiness. Excess unhappiness is like the thing to fight. There will always be some unhappiness, local unhappiness. It's broken down in the description. Here we are getting 2 from the city being crowded, some from war weariness, distress, poverty, religious divisions, boredom, illiteracy. Those are the sources of unhappiness. The problem is when there is too much unhappiness, at some point you get excess unhappiness, and that's the thing that really kills you. And that's when this icon shows up. That's how I understand it. So we don't really have to fight all the sources of unhappiness as long as we can get rid of the excess unhappiness. Find like ways how to remove 5 points from any of the the sub sources. The city should be fine and the production should return to normal. As you can see, we have multiple cities. Actually, most of our cities have some local unhappiness, and that's the micromanagement that I want to do. So, and also keep an eye on the effect of what we are doing. So we can still see here what the sources are. I can't really do anything about the war weariness. I want the war to keep going, so I have to find other ways. Once we end the war and the war weariness drops, that will make everything much easier. So this is the problem now. How long can you keep fighting? Versus like when the war weariness, or how do I say this? How long can you keep fighting the war weariness by reducing other sources of unhappiness before the war weariness becomes just such an issue that it completely crushes your production, right? The production in our capital went down to 40, which is like, I don't know, let's say 25% of what it should be. So, from the other sources, what we can do, first problem, or one thing that you can easily get rid of, is the urbanization specialist. You remove a specialist, 1 point disappears. So that's what I'm gonna do here. We have the Writers Guild. I would really like to keep working the Writers Guild, but for a while now, I just can't. I have to get rid of the excess unhappiness so that we can actually keep developing our capital, right? Because another good way how to fight these problems are buildings. -1 unhappiness from distress, right? When we finish constabulary, so we want to have that as soon as possible. Therefore, we don't want to lose production to unhappiness. So, for a while, I'm gonna get rid of the writer specialist, at least one of them, because when I get rid of one and instead assign another tile, watch what the production is gonna do. We are currently on 40. When I get rid of this guy, it jumps up to 60, and that's only by unlocking this slot that was giving some culture and a little bit of other yields, but it's not important. And locking a tile with 3 production, I gained 20 production. And that's because first I managed to get rid of 2 excess unhappiness. Now we are down to 3. So the penalties from the excess unhappiness have reduced significantly. So you can see that the unhappiness from urbanization went down by 1, and also the unhappiness from distress went down by 1. So we definitely want to do this. But when I unlock the second special, watch what happens now. We only gained 2 production by doing this, and the second guy is working identical tile to the first one. So this is probably not worth it. Now when I lock it back, the unhappiness is 14. Now only the urbanization disappeared, nothing else was affected. It's just not enough. So I think I'm gonna keep this guy locked, or even I could maybe try to lock another specialist. Like we have big problems with poverty, so best option here might be to just lock a merchant and see what happens. Yeah, we locked a specialist, but we get the 1 point unhappiness or urbanization, but we reduced the poverty by 1. So it stayed the same, and now we are on 2 points of excess unhappiness. And I think that's the lowest I can go right now. I don't think that I can find like different tiles that would help me solve this further. Like I could get rid of this, maybe look this tile. That's not gonna help. I need the food. So yeah, I can't completely solve the excess unhappiness, but I managed to find 3 points, which increased my production by quite a bit. I shaved off 2 turns from the cuirassier and like, I don't know, 5 turns from the constabulary. That's pretty noticeable. And I can do this in all cities. So let's see. Here it should be easier because we have 1 excess unhappiness. Let's see what happens when I unlock the market. Not much. 43, 46. So I'm losing the money. 200. Yeah, I was getting extra faith. Now I'm getting more culture, but that's because of the yield from the tiles, and the local unhappiness is gone. So maybe there is certain like a threshold. Let's see what will this do to the production. Doesn't change the production. So it seems that there is a certain threshold of local unhappiness that you don't want to cross. The example was in the capital, whereby reassigning 1 person we gained 20 production. Getting rid of every bit probably is not that important, so that makes the micromanaging a little bit easier. You just want to keep an eye on the number. I'm not sure if the threshold is like 5 local unhappiness. You want to make sure that you don't drop under that, and then everything should be fine. Another problem here we have in Athens, it's because the city is rebuilding. So I don't think I can really solve this unless maybe unlocking the forge helps. Let's see the production, 112, 106 when I unlock this. Still oh, come on. Oh, really? Was I working that tile? Actually, I'm not sure if I was working this tile. No, I wasn't. It just belonged to Sparta, but I wasn't working it. Did this help? It should have helped. No, still 6 excess unhappiness. Crowded, distress, disconnected. Oh, this is somehow disconnected. Oh, right, that's this road. Okay, so probably because of that, I won't really be able to combat the unhappiness. I mean, excess unhappiness effectively. Is there another thing that we could possibly do? If I unlock this, we are still on 14. The excess unhappiness is still 6. It's interesting. What is the problem now? Urbanization 1. Let's see. 1433 to 1. 1433 to 1. So boredom went up for some reason now. So we are just changing 1 source of unhappiness or trading one source of unhappiness for another one, not really doing much. Okay, so here we have to get the connection, and that's not gonna solve the problem, but probably get us under the threshold, and Athens should become a much stronger city. Fine, so that's a bit of micromanagement. I hope I didn't bore you too much with that. I still don't like completely understand everything, but I have now much better idea what was going on. And I hope I'll be able to fight these problems a bit more effectively now. Okay, I think actually, well, let's keep this guy here until he heals up completely. We have time. Next, you are gonna move back and heal up, and you are gonna move. You're gonna wait because you can't move anywhere. Okay, next. Nope, they are not trading with Russia. And yeah, I don't want to peace out. I may have to peace out based on the war wariness. It's interesting that it's first going up in your capital. Like currently we have, can we see that somewhere? War wariness 4, and out of that, actually everything is in our capital. At some point it will start spilling to other cities as well. At that point, you basically have to end, because then all your cities basically stop producing. But I hope you'll be able to conquer the Chinese cities before that happens. I really, really don't want to have 2 wars with China. Okay, here we should be able to get a kill. Actually, let's try to get a kill this way so that the Fusilier can move faster. I really want to have control over this tile. I'll send the tower, I'll send the general, so that we have all the support we can get there. And let's send this guy. Okay, so that's one side, and on the other side we will attack this trebuchet. Get vision on this side. I think I'll stay here. Move. How many units do I want to send this way? I currently have 3. Let's send the Fusilier as well. You can go here. Why are you sitting on the hill? Let's move back to the friendly territory for healing. You guys can probably sit where you are. Now, Inquisitors. We bought them at the end of the previous episode, so that's another way of fighting these local sources of unhappiness. So this should help in Beijing. Let's see, we are on 57 happiness. I have a feeling that 57 happiness, armies 57 production, there is some kind of penalty somewhere. Let's see if reducing the local unhappiness by 2, it should be 2, changes the production. Let's get back. Now we are at excess unhappiness 1, which shouldn't have a huge effect on anything. And the production is still 57. Interesting. So that's not the threshold. I'm surprised that the city has such a low production. That's all. Just thought that the city is like large enough to have more than less than 60. 25 turns. I think if I can just lock this tile. What happens if I just unlock the forge and lock this instead? Yeah, that helps quite a bit. Again, the production went up a tiny little bit because I was getting production from the specialists as well. So that doesn't change anything, but the local unhappiness changed by 2. So this gives us some reserve. Okay. I don't wonder where the threshold is when the penalties really kick in. It really seems that it's on 5 points that we had in our capital. Um, what about this guy? I think we want to send both the cannon back north. Maybe upgrade them along the way. But I'll keep the pikemen here. Make sure I have someone in the area to fight the barbarians that are gonna keep spawning. Okay, another Inquisitor. So here we have, what, 2 unhappiness from religious divisions. And somehow the production in the city increased to 95. Maybe the game just needs 1 turn to process the changes. Wait, did I? Oh wait, I just gotten rid of the writer and instead locked the merchant. Okay, got it. Thought I lost the population there somehow. So 95.6. Now we get rid of the heresy. That should get the local or excess unhappiness down to 1. And we are still 95.6. So maybe I was wrong with the threshold. The game just needs a turn to process the change. You'll check the capital again next turn, see how much it changes. And also I'll change it here. That's 80. And I'm gonna unlock this just for a moment. Now we don't have local unhappiness, so 90 or 79. Wait, 79.4. I'll write it down somewhere. 79.4, and in our capital we have 95.6. 95.6. If the problem is that the game needs a turn to process the change, then we should see a noticeable difference on the next turn. Hey, more barbarians. I really don't want to move my garrisons now. You know what? I'll just use units here. Because if I use my garrisons, it's gonna change the yields in the city and it's gonna affect what I am trying to keep an eye on. Okay, there's a temple. What are we gonna build next? Let's check the sources of unhappiness. 2 from illiteracy, so that gives us a reason to build the university. -1 unhappiness from illiteracy flood. Okay, yep, that's it. And what else? Let's move this cannon. This one crosses the river and moves as far as possible. Move the general. What is this? You'll stay in the city. And another Inquisitor. So here we have... Wait, this city doesn't have religious divisions? Why did I buy Inquisitor here? Or did the religious pressure just remove it without me doing anything? That's probably the case. Let's see if maybe another city has problems with religious divisions. Maybe Athens? No. Okay, we're just gonna keep this guy. 45 for now. You need healing. Wait, what am I doing here? Building a village? Why am I building a village here? Then I want to build 1, 2, 3 villages up here. Well, I don't think I wanted a village on this tile. I think I want to farm here. Or actually... No, oh... Okay, back to the village. I just realized that maybe just having 2 villages here is still fine, because the total amount of villages between these 2 cities will stay the same, and I'll have adjacency bonus on farms. Never mind. Okay, next. Come on, Rome. Oh, by the way, are we still... Yeah, we are at war with Rome. Porcelain Tower has been built. Okay. Well, I don't like when I don't get wonders. I just want to get all the wonders every time. But the thing is, we are behind culture-wise, so... I really shouldn't be mad. There's really no chance that I would get any wonders. So, whatever. That's a lot of units. Yeah. They can defend in this choke point. I just have to pressure them from multiple sides. Problem is they have knights now. This is gonna be a top one. Combination of knights and the Chukanu, that's a lot of damage. Okay, what is this? Zealand is starving. Well, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be. And this is our old problem of starving when we have food locked. This makes no sense. Like, unlocking food to starve less is nonsense. No matter how the mechanics were remade, this is just bullshit, right? If you lock more food, your city should starve less. There is like no way around that. I wonder what happens when I fade by the monastery. If just adding food from a building makes the situation worse. Let's try. 0.35. What? Come on. This reduces the production. But as long as the courthouse stays on 4 turns... What if I lock... Actually, yeah, I should lock the specialist because they eat food. 0.15... Hey, we are not starving anymore. We managed to get rid of enough food so our people are not hungry anymore. God, this makes no sense. Can we starve them even more so that the city can start growing? This changes the production time though, I don't want that. No, now a real starvation kicks in. Okay. I think there is something wrong in the coding. Like here, the math doesn't check out. You can get rid of the starvation of the city before the courthouse is built. I just proved it. But you get rid of it by starving the people even more. But at a certain point, you starve them so much that the city again starts losing population. Oh my god, this is just... This just makes absolutely no sense. But well... You can solve it, so it's possible to just keep playing whatever. It's not like completely breaking the game that you can't fight the problem. It's just the way you fight it doesn't make sense. Okay, here. I think we want to stop the barbarian from coming or entering the improved tiles. Just gonna attack him, force him to go away. Nimrod is growing. How does it look like with the unhappiness? Let's check local unhappiness. 5. That means we'll have to get rid of some specialists. I really want the merchant, and writer in 7 sounds good as well. But I think I will have to get rid of one merchant. 14, still 14 though. Maybe I can't fight this. Already 2. Already 1, yeah. I can't really do much about this. Can I find the tile for this guy? No, I can't. This is the best I have. Okay, so in this case, maybe the only way to fight this would be unlocking the writer. Yeah, now the unhappiness drops. But the right, that's 4 turns delay on the writer. No. Now what confuses me is why did our capital gained so much production from changing one tile assignment right from the start, and when I do the same thing or very similar thing in Nimrod now, it doesn't change anything? Is it because the full penalty just didn't kick in? There definitely there's probably one mechanic I'm not aware of, I'm missing right now. That is the whole problem, but I'll figure it out. Or if you know what I'm missing, please let me know in comments. That'll make everything much easier and faster. Okay, let's check our cities. 119. So we can see that the production in our capital changed a lot. Here it actually dropped. Or did it? We had 79.4, now we have 75.8. Why is that? What changed? We went over the unit cap. That's probably the problem. And that gives us like 5% penalty. That's more or less the difference. Okay, so it seems that one local unhappiness really is not a big deal. Electricity, poverty, distress. Might not be a bad idea to build Artist Guild here. So that we could maybe fight the boredom. That's a lot of boredom. We are working on the circus. That's gonna help though. And by the way, I'm gonna build the Artist Guild as well so that I have the option to work the slot. Well, so I managed to find like 80 extra production or 80 more production in our capital in like 3 turns. That's good. But the way how the situation developed in our capital seems to be a little bit different compared to what's happening in our other cities. Oh well, I'll just keep testing. Let's move back here. Can I? I can't. I was hoping I'd be able to finish off the trebuchet with 1 attack. Maybe if I move the general here, then I would be able to do it and attack the pikeman. Perfect. Also, you can move forward. Oh, hello. Is there a river? No, so I should be able to move, attack, move back. Well, I'll have to use the territory of the city-state to just move in, so they'll be mad, but I can't really do much about that. Start healing. Let's cross the river. And yeah, back to the village. Just too many units. Yeah, until we gain control over that pass, we won't be able to do much. I'll try to move this way, but not sure how that's gonna work. Move. Actually, I wanted to move against the barbarian. Oops. Next. Let's see what they're gonna do. If they try to attack me through this tile, then they're just gonna keep losing units. That'll be fine. Problem is I can't move through, just... Because this is a hill, I can't even support the Fusilia there. No, and the air is smart enough not to expose its units. Yeah, if this wasn't a hill, if this was just the plains or tundra, I think I might have been like strong enough to get through. Or actually, wait. There is a solution. Well, not complete solution, but at least something we can do. We can upgrade this cannon to a field gun and at least start hitting the Chukunu. And then I would be able to get at least one unit that can shoot over the hill. But still not enough. I should be able to move here and attack. Where are our frontline units? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's too far. I was thinking about just buying this tile for the to speed up the healing, but it's too far. And why is Xian starving again? When it's actually not starving. Ah, come on. Can't afford to buy more units. We are already over the cap. I also don't like moving garrisons out of cities. Fortify. Move. How much money do we have? Not enough. How does it look like with local Why does this have 5 excess unhappiness now? Because it seems to be really crowded. But we only get 1 population. And the unhappiness increased a lot somehow. Or I missed some other sources. 76. So what are my options? We don't have any good tiles to work. 14, 13, but the production goes down. Finished gardens. What is the effect of gardens? I'd have to probably keep an eye on one city every turn and see what's happening there. Generation, nearby oasis. Didn't change anything. We lost some gold on maintenance, but that shouldn't have any like huge effect. Oh, let's get circus. That reduces boredom. I thought I somehow started to understand the new happiness mechanic, but the longer I'm playing today, the less I understand it again. I think I understand in the capital, but it seems that the other cities behave differently for some reason. Okay. Next, how is the war awareness? 5. And in our capital we have all of it. Oh, really? Dude. I'll let you live, so shut up. Do I want to give you horses? Nope. And here they are. They moved pretty quickly. Okay, let's get rid of this road. And are we working this village? We are. Now the city is starving again. I may have to do something with me getting more over the unit cap. But I just need more units. We have enough units to handle barbarian. We need help in the front line. Okay, let's try to kill the knight. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I could attack the longsword, but then I wouldn't be able to move back. I need the melee units in the front line. Actually, maybe I can do it. Just move here, attack. Fortify. How much money? 282. Oh. That's a lot of range damage. How far can I still move? No, not far enough. I need an upgrade for one more cannon. This one won't be relevant. I can move this one back. Let's move this one into friendly territory. Once we get the money to upgrade this one, I'll do it. And then try to just have maybe 2 cannon on these tiles so that I can attack anything that's sitting here behind those mountains. Fortify. Even without the caravan, the city is not starving, so I should probably send it somewhere else. I could send it to Athens with production, at least once, to help rebuild the city and also get rid of the isolation. That might not be a horrible idea. Yeah, let's do that. I'll be doing on local unhappiness here. 1. I think this is still the best I can do, even though it increased. Why there is only 1 excess unhappiness now? Is it because I managed to get rid of some distress? Poverty, distress. 242. 341. Okay, so I managed to get rid of some distress. Instead, I have urbanization. Okay. That makes sense. Enough healing that we'll have to do. But I'm afraid we may lose this Fusilier. Maybe I shouldn't have moved the siege tower. I hope that they'll just try to save their range units, move them back, and I won't take all the damage, but I think in this case they can be like confident enough. Oh, actually no, they somehow managed to let my Fusilier live. Fortify. You are in the way. I need more room here. I just need these upgrades. This one. How much is that? 900. It's probably just gonna go up every turn because I think it's affected by the increasing war barrenness. I might have to peace out. Excuse me. really don't want to peace out before I take at least one city. Okay, keep healing. Unlock this style. How does it look like here? No local unhappiness. And what's the biggest problem? Poverty. So what if I locked a market? Well, that's the problem. Just blocking one specialist is one flat unhappiness. So I'm just trading sources. Specialists don't really help. To be honest, I'd rather have more production, I think. Or does it change anything? No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. No, that does change something. Yeah, you can save a turn. Okay, this makes sense. The local unhappiness is going up because of the war barrenness. But I'm not sure why the unhappiness spiked here so much. And also, what is the problem, or what does it mean that the city is crowded? Because that is new, and I'm not quite sure what that means. Does it mean that, like, the territory that I have around the city is not large enough? Oh, interesting. Guys, if you know what crowd it means, where is it coming from, please let me know in comments. I'd really like to know. Fine. Do we play one more turn? I think we do. Let's do one more turn. You want to be so definitely. Taj Mahal is gone. Whatever. Come on, make a mistake finally. Overextend just a little bit. No, at least not yet. There we go. There's some overextension. Where's the problem? Poverty. So now I reduce poverty by quite a bit. This should actually decrease the overall excess unhappiness by... No, it didn't. Maybe I just gained this stress. And let me check again. One, 4, 4. 2, 4, 3. I'm trading. I thought I somehow removed 2 poverty. But just one. Again, I'm trading one unhappiness source for another. Not really solving the problem. Okay, let's stay on the road. And this is the unit that is overextended. Not amazing, but I mean, it's a kill. Fortify. Next turn I have 2 attacks against the knight. How are we gonna use that? Fortify, fortify, fortify. How long is this gonna take? 6 more turns, so yeah. Build me the last road section. And of course the camp is spawning more units now. There is another one. Can we move maybe 1 fast unit north? I know that the cuirassier is not in the best shape, but it will have to do. Distress, urbanization. So what reduces distress? Constabulary, but takes forever to build. How many Tundra tiles are we working? Just 1, so Caravanserai is kind of bad. Let's build a temple. That's a lot of faith and culture from a building that can be built so quickly. And after that, I think I will have to build a constabulary. Now, capital is doing surprisingly well. Except, of course, the war awareness, but when that disappears, it should be in really good shape. And, well, I think I'm gonna make a cut here. I'll have to think about how we're gonna attack Nanjing, because it's really not going that well. China has more units than I expected, considering they only have 2 cities left. How much money do we have? 564, still not enough for another upgrade. I think we'll just have to take the city with what we have around here without any upgrades. Hope that's enough that you somehow get through. Where are our closest cannon? Probably should... Let's see, I can only attack with 2 cannon from these 2 tiles. Well, as I said, I'll think about this off camera. And for today we are done. So even though this was a lot of talking today and micromanaging and trying to figure out how the new happiness system works, I still hope that you like this episode. I hope that you're gonna join me next time again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.